He always try to tackle me, so it's gonna be the same way. What I think is gonna happen? We'll see. We'll see when that time comes.
These 7-on-7 girls, where they're like quarterbacks, what you see from those guys?
Very competition, competitive. They are doing it. They're doing the best that they can do. They're reading their keys right and trying to put strain on our defense and making our offense better as a wide receivers and as a core.
How's he different? Just from your perspective on defense.
Arm strength and his sense of everybody on the field and knowing where to put the ball at.
Landon, what happened at the end of last season?
What happened in the last season? It was just we just wasn't on our A game those 2 games. That was about it. It was just slow games for us, and we just didn't come out ready to play.
What kind of off-season did that? I mean, previous 2 years celebrating national championships, and all of a sudden 2 games losing straight. What's that been like today with the last?
It's been motivation. It's been hard work and motivation for us, and taking each day as that is our last, because you never know when that time will come, and you don't want to take a loss or a heartbreak like that again. Like in Alabama? Yeah. Every day. It comes up every day. We look at that play. It shows on TV constantly. So I mean, you can't live by it. You can't go a day without knowing about that play and seeing that play or hearing about it, and it beats in our heart every day.
What's your reaction when it comes on when you see it on TV? Do you watch it?
I get sick. I had to turn the TV.
Landon, compared to last year, how do you feel this year's defensive backs compared? Last year was a bit difficult sometimes. How do you feel this year's has improved?
It's been great. I mean, our defensive backs, we still kind of young, but we have our old heads that's teaching them and being able to coach them up and knowing what they're supposed to do and keep them accountable for what they have to do.
Is there any Cochran, any kind of new motivational tactics in the weight room, any new signs or anything?
Oh, we have plenty of signs. I look at them all the time, so I probably couldn't tell you anyone. All of my favorite signs is always see a little, see a lot, though, by Coach Cochran and Coach Saban.
Anything their favorite one?
That's my favorite one.
Oh, okay.
Landon, you had one of the more unique recruitments. Recruiting's gotten so exposed now on national television. When you had yours, it was kind of an interesting situation. How long before that was all smoothed over with your mom and Alabama and LSU and all that fun stuff?
I mean, between me and my mom, it smoothed over after about a week or so. But I mean, smooth over between the 2 schools. I don't think it won't ever happen, because I mean that was a big day and a big loss for the state. I don't know.
Do you still hear about that when you go home?
Definitely. I still hear about why I'm out in Alabama. Definitely.
Was Gerald's situation easier?
Oh, no. He got the same situation. Definitely. She wanted him to stay home, but he wanted to go somewhere else.
But do you think they went a week without talking, or was it easier for her the second time?
I think it was easier for the second time around. Definitely, because, I mean, she knew her sons, and she knew they didn't want to stay in the state anymore.
What do you see a softer side of Nick Saban now that he's a grandfather?
Huh?
You see a softer side of Nick Saban now that he's a grandfather?
No. Saban, I mean, probably with his family, he's a soft person, but not with us. I mean, he's always going to be hard on us and always dedicated to his crafts and making sure that we be the best players that we are.
For you guys from New Orleans, so what is it like for you, and what will it be like for Gerald when they go back to Baton Rouge to play LSU? Is it motivation?
It's motivation. It's always great to play your hometown. I mean, it's always going. For me, it's always. I love to go back. I love to go to Tiger Stadium, because the chant and how loud it is crazy, and it just fuels me every time I go.
Have you been heckled there before, or by fans?
What you mean?
Do they, say Landon, some or anything like that?
Oh, they say it's worse than that. I'll tell you that much. It's
profanity.
Yes, definitely, because I wouldn't say that. I mean, we had a lot of great athletes that come through, like Julio Jones, Trent Richardson, Mark Ingram, all of them come through. I mean, we had a lot of great players. I wouldn't say I paved the way, but I made it even better. Oh, from Louisiana? Oh, okay. Definitely, because a lot of the players that's on the team now, they was like, man, when I saw you do that, I was like, man, it must be easier to see Landon do it and to be able to come up here and do the same thing.
How hard is it for a top recruit from Louisiana not to go to LSU?
From the state of Louisiana, it's very hard. I mean, you get so much grief. You have so much opportunity too there, but you get so much grief just having a consideration, especially Alabama. to be their arch rivals and to commit to Alabama, it's crazy.
How good do you think this secondary can be? It seemed like last year y'all were always bumped and bruised a little bit and never were at full strength. I mean, do you think that this year can be better?
We will see. I mean, we always gonna have bump and bruises down the road, and we'll see how far we can get with that.
Landon, how hard is it at the age you were, not only to go against everybody in the neighborhood and everybody you know, but also go against the wishes of your mom? How hard is that to do? If you think it's the right thing.
Just going against the wishes of my mom was very hard. Just not speaking to her was very hard because of my decision. But just to see the outcome of what I've decided to do, and she sees the same thing, she's very proud of what we have done.
How'd you guys patch it up after that week?
Really, it was because of my stepmom and my dad had called her because I was in school. And they knew I wasn't every time I come home, I would just go straight upstairs and go to my room and just stay to myself because after that situation, I wasn't talking to my mom. Me and my mom would talk every day. And when not talking to her just destroyed me because that was my mom. I mean, I've been raised by her for the rest of all my life. And not talking to her was very, very hard on me. And she came up there and checked me out of school that day. And we went to the movies. I think we went and saw Transformers that day. And we just had a relaxed, calm day, and we just talked everything out. And she was like, she just told me her output of the story, and I understood where she was coming from. And I just told her mine.
Now, how often do you talk now?
Oh, we talk every day. She called me today before the media day. She called me. We talk. Yeah, we talk every day. I promise you that.
What do you think it's going to be like when she has to watch you and Gerald play against each other this year?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know she's gonna have a half green suit and half crimson suit on because she can't support one and not support the other. That's her all the way.
You don't have to have a favorite.
No, definitely. My brother said I'm her favorite. My brother said tell my mom I'm her favorite. She put it in her phone that favorite son is calling or something like that. So he get jealous of me, but other than that, nah, she don't have a favorite. She treats us equally.
Is that experience, like when recruits come onto campus and you may be hosting, do you kind of talk about that experience with them or anything like that to give advice?
Definitely. I always give every recruit advice. I mean, not just off of what I went through, but anybody else. I mean, we all talk about what we've been through because
kind of explain them why you need to pick a school.
Definitely, because that process is very hard because that's the next 4 years of your life. You know, that you're gonna be at home or you're gonna be away from home, but either way, you're gonna be there. You have to be there, and it's just a hard time to pick. I mean, you got so many schools coming at you, so many opportunities to be great at each school. And they coming at you so many ways with different things. It's a very tough situation.
How would you classify recruiting pressure, like
on
a scale of 1 to 10?
I'll give it a 1 to 1,000.
Landon, when you see a guy like Clinton Dix leave early and still be a first-round pick, do you see that and say, I can do that too?
Definitely. I mean, Ha took me under his wing and taught me everything that he knows, and I just try to propel on top of that. I mean, he's been doing this thing, and I look up towards him because, I mean, I talk to Ha every now and again, and he just tell me how it is. I mean, and just seeing myself and where he's been at, and seeing myself in the same shoes, definitely. But we'll see till the time comes what I do when the time comes.
Landon, what are you doing to make sure that the leaders on the team, as well as yourself, are keeping the intensity level high and not repeating what exactly happened last year?
We're keeping each other accountable for our actions and what we're supposed to do, and keeping our team on top of their A game, because without us or without them, we can't be nobody. We can't have individuals on the team, because without them, those individuals are going to hurt the team and try to be their own person when we don't need that.
The fact that you're here, are you ready to be kind of that guy that everyone looks to on defense?
Definitely looking for that, because I mean, a lot of guys look up to me, and I'm grateful for that, because it was the same situation when I was looking up to them, like Vinny Cesare, C.J. Mosley, D Square, all of them that I looked up to. I mean, it's a great opportunity to be here and just to be a leader of my defense.
What sort of improvements have you seen from Eddie Jackson?
He's running now. He ran this morning with us. I think he had progressions. So he's been running and doing we're just trying to see how he do on his cuts and stuff like that. When we see what that looks like.